Hey, welcome back. You watching Liquid Lunch on Biz TV. Just continuing to keep our eye on the markets as we breeze through hour two here. Dow down 150, still middling around. Nothing big going on. Some mixed earnings coming out. And as I've been telling you for a couple of months, stores are closed, people are home. The big online e-commerce companies like Wayfair and Overstock and Etsy, and these seem to be doing really well. But a lot of other companies are experiencing difficulties all around, which is causing earnings to be bad. And the market continues to stay up because I guess the markets believe that looking forward, things will improve. So they're betting on the improvement, which causes more buyers than sellers. We are very fortunate right now to have the radio superstar with us. Frank Morano just thought I was incapacitated, so he came to our rescue. Hey, Frankie, thanks for calling in.
Well, sure thing, John. I'm glad you're capacitated.
Yeah, I am capacitated again. And I really wish, I was really enjoying listening to you and Russ Salzberg in the mornings, filling in for Bernie and Sid on 77 WABC Radio in New York. Now you're on from 10 to 12 every day on WLIR in Hampton Bays in Long Island. And
That's right. But people, if they don't live in Hampton Bays, they can listen to the podcast. It's up there now. Just go to WABCRadio.com. You can also find it on my Twitter, at Frank Morano. So if you can't tune in, right now, the only people that are able to tune in live are people that live in Suffolk County. So for everybody that lives outside of Suffolk County, they can find that link at WABCRadio.com.
So is there like a prohibition on you like going live on Facebook, or it takes away from the radio?
No, we're working it out. We're going to work it out. We're working it out.
Yeah, because you and Russ were, a fantastic duo. I was really enjoying listening to you guys, and your timing was great, and Russ is fantastic. And I'm driving in the car this morning thinking I want to put on Frankie and listen, but I can't. But people can hear you all around the metropolitan area and further on 77 WABC Radio on Sunday nights from 7 to 9. And
that's right. This Sunday evening, I will be having an exclusive interview with our friend Roger Stone, the recently commuted Roger Stone. And I am going to try and find something that he hasn't told all these other interviewers because he's gone on every other radio and television show in the world. And so we'll see what's still fresh by Sunday. If not, we'll come up with something.
Well, as you know, we had advocated for Roger's cause on Liquid Lunch for as long as any chance we had. You and I had a little fundraiser for him here in Staten Island, and he has yet to respond to our requests to appear on Liquid Lunch also. So
I'm very surprised to hear that.
I'm feeling kind of slighted by that. And I did want to point out to you, my friend, that we had on our good friend Lauren Conlon yesterday.
I watched it. I thought you guys were great together. I was watching.
Well, we were both kind of lamenting the fact that, as soon as you hit the big time, you don't call me and Lauren to go on the primetime Sunday night show, but you call us to go on the Hampton Bay show.
Well, you got to understand, I only have 2 hours a week, right? At this point, I can't fit everybody in. But once I'm on 5 hours a day every day, or 4 hours a day every day, trust me, there will be ample opportunity for airtime.
No, yeah, we're only busting chops, and I figured being you weren't around.
I was not offended.
Yeah, I figured you weren't around, so I'd give Lauren a chance to take a couple pot shots at you. But she kind of deferred. She didn't want to go after you. I guess she doesn't want to eliminate her chances to be on the 1 to 5 show.
Yeah, she needs a favor from me on Tuesday, so I think that's the only reason why she declined to take advantage of the trap that you set for her.
Frankie, what do you make of this Brad Parscale replacement? What do you make of that? Billy Cortez said he knows the replacement and he's one of the finest guys around. Is this good news or bad news?
Good. I think clearly it's good news if you're a Trump supporter. I don't think you can argue that this campaign has been going well. This is one of the worst run campaigns ever. in terms of the 2020 campaign, and that's reflected in. I mean, part of that is outside of the fault of the campaign manager. Part of it is just the circumstances in this country. The economy is still really not where it needs to be. We still are facing a deadly pandemic, and we're still seeing literal violent race riots in the streets. So it's very difficult for any incumbent president to do well in those circumstances. That being said, I think you'd be hard-pressed to ask anybody this time around, what is Donald Trump's campaign message? You could stop 100 people on the street 4 years ago, and they would have told you Donald Trump's campaign message is, in some form, build a wall, make America great again. That's it. Everybody knew it. You could stop 100 people this time around. Not one single person can tell you the rationale for reelecting Donald Trump, other than maybe some people will tell you he's not Joe Biden. And that's not how elections are won. We all remember George Bush's message in 2000. Compassionate conservatism, right? We all remember Barack Obama's message in 2008. It was hope and change. We all remember 2016, make America great again. It's got to be a simple theme that people can understand. And this year, there does not seem to be a coherent theme so far from the Trump campaign. So I'm hoping that Bill Stepien can add a little bit of focus to this campaign.
Frank, we had Dion Powell on a little earlier, and he was
Great interview. Yeah, I saw it.
Talking about how he feels a lot of voters in New York were disenfranchised. People got left on the ballot who were supposed to be off, and then thousands of people voted for these people. Their vote basically amounts to nothing. I was fortunate enough last night to have the head of the New York City Board of Elections over my house. I didn't get a chance to ask him about the shenanigans going on over there, but how many members of the Sam Party are in New York City?
Off the top of my head, I don't know, but I think it's around 60 or so, including Nico, Jessica, and myself.
60 members of the party in New York City. And in our most recent election here in New York, how many votes were cast?
About 1,000.
So 60 registered voters, 1,000 votes cast. Sounds like the new computer gadgetry they got going isn't working so well.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to figure out for the Board of Elections. But speaking of elections and boards of elections, I don't know if you covered this earlier. If you did, I missed it. But it's now official that Kanye West is on the ballot in Oklahoma. This is the first state that Kanye has made the ballot. And I was a little surprised because our friend Steve Kramer spoke to New York Magazine. I guess Kanye has hired him to get on the ballot in a number of these states. And Steve Kramer seemed to tell New York Magazine that his candidacy was over. Well, at least as of now, Kanye has formed, he's on the ballot in Oklahoma, and he's filed with the FEC. So we'll see how many more states Kanye can get on the ballot in, because this could potentially be a very big problem for Joe Biden. So far, the first poll that has Kanye in it has Kanye polling at 2% nationally. But if in the states that don't allow ranked choice voting, which is most of them, if Kanye siphons off just 3, 4, maybe even 5% of the black vote from Joe Biden, there are some states that would probably go to Biden that you could see go in a surprise move for Trump. So in some respects, Kanye could end up being Trump's secret weapon.
Yeah, and I made this analogy last week that when we heard about Kanye, that reminds me strikingly similar to Jill Stein's effect on the last election, that women had another alternative.
No, well, you're right and you're wrong. I mean, you're right in that a lot of the people that were voting for Jill Stein probably were not going to vote for Donald Trump. But you're wrong in that 90 to 95% of the American public does not know who Jill Stein is. Kanye West has almost universal name recognition. And what comes with universal name recognition is, as you saw from Donald Trump 4 years ago, $1 billion worth of free publicity. You are going to have every TV show in the world itching to put Kanye West on the air for free. That's a kind of luxury. Jill Stein couldn't get on. If she got arrested, which I think she was actually, but if she got arrested, she couldn't be on TV. So Kanye is going to be a much bigger factor in the states that he's on the ballot, and maybe even in the states that he's not on the ballot that allow write-ins, than Jill Stein was.
Wow, that could be quite the move by the Trump campaign. What else are we going to be talking? What else did you want to talk about today, Frankie? I miss you, so I don't know if you want to go hit any other topics.
Well, I'm up for chatting about whatever you're interested in, John. I mean, obviously, there seems to be a lot of promise with this COVID, with the prospect of a COVID vaccine. And now some scientists are actually writing the head of the NIH that healthy people should volunteer to be infected with the virus in order to see if these vaccines are infected. So,
all right, I got some breaking news right here. Nico says that we can keep you for another segment if you're willing. I mean, can you?
Yeah, I can hang.
All right, good. We're going to take a quick break. You can catch me and Frankie on Facebook during the commercial, and we'll be back on Biz TV right after this.